Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hardly Heroes. How's it going?
Good. Okay. Where did we end? We
Basil
boiled Basil.
got a boiling. And what's the vibe after Basil got a boiling? Is this like a sad moment where we're all like reflecting inward on, you know, the hardship of reality and what it means to be loyal and what it means to serve? Or is this like a festive, we got rid of this fucker?
I think Pigeon's partying, yeah. Because this guy was coming after them, you know?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's also... We were quite jovial in the moment. Obviously, it's a boiling, so everyone's having a good time, for one.
Of course.
Two, he was trying to have us killed. But I think there is, like, a feeling that it kind of seems like Shacklebrook did this quite quickly, and I didn't really see it coming. I do feel a bit bad for Basil, but I think it secures our position. He called us his most trusted advisor. I think maybe what's happened is Shacklebrook wanted us to kill Lady Alkali, and he thought Basil wanted that as well. And then it's been clear that Basil seemingly didn't want that to happen. And the fact that he wasn't on board with it, and then he's in contact with his father, kind of threatens that the whole thing might come out, and that Shacklebrook might get the blame for it. And so it's better that he's just dead quick. And that way there's no, you know, we can keep it a secret. No one knows.
Makes sense.
That kind of maybe makes sense to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Pigeon parties.
But yeah,
it's
I think we're all
a
having a
great
good time.
day. You have a good day on July 15th. New moon, new cauldron, new boiling. Yeah.
I sent a letter to J-Duck in
High Castle.
Mm-hmm.
The letter says, Neil, Dear Mr. J-Duck, this is Pigeon from Cauldron. I know you know a lot of people, and High Castle's not so great for the youngins. We are willing to recruit/pay people who want to move here and work for us as deputies. We will pay this amount per month, and they will get land and be able to start their family, and then they'll be working for Lord Shacklebrook.
Is the plan moot that we pay out of our salary?
Yeah, for now.
We can't really afford that though, can we?
That's all right. I got a lot of money saved up.
Yeah.
We can do a little bit of scheming.
We'll find a way to
Neil,
make
how
some
much
money.
would it cost for a year? I want like 4 people.
But like,
Okay.
just that's how we ended up where we were in our previous life, you know, where we had bills to pay at the end of the month.
I know, but I want our town to like really prosper.
Would it not better
versus-
to maybe get Shacklebrook to pay for these deputies?
Well, maybe we can talk to him about that after they get here, you know?
Okay.
This would be jobs.
So we're probably looking at like city watchmen,
Yep.
which is what they would be. So you'd be looking at 150 gold a year per person. And you'd also need to, well, you might need to outfit them depending on whether they come with their own gear or not. It's possible they could show up gearless, or they might have their own stuff.
Yeah,
So
I got
12 and a
20.
half gold a month per guy. So
Yeah.
4
Yeah,
would
I'm
be
probably
50
just
gold.
going to pay So I have that in gems for sure. 25 times 50. I have 1,250 gold in gems. So we could pay them minimum for like 2 years.
Okay. You'll need to convert that into cash.
Of course, yeah.
Otherwise, you could
We
pay
need
this
to
out
get
of your pocket.
Shacklebrook to pay for it. I mean, how much was Basil getting paid? You know,
We don't know. Yeah, we'll ask him. All right,
we don't have to ask him
I'll
that. But what I
ask
mean
Lord
is there's
J-Duck
spare money going
for
around.
4 men. We're looking for men of good repute. Pigeon trails off. He mumbles in there for a little bit on his letter, and then he'll say, we're looking for good families, and we're really trying to start something here in Cauldron, as we've told you. So please, if you can find any good men who are trained, we will pay them handsomely.
Or women.
Or women, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the idea that you write that at the bottom
Yeah,
of the
or
letter.
women.
Oh, women, sure.
And then I'll say, depending on their worth, it could be anywhere from 15,000 copper for a yearly wage to 20,000.
Okay, 15,000 to 20,000 a year. Okay. Yeah,
I'll take out the gold and I'll send a messenger.
Send a messenger.
Is it only 1 gold? They'll
High
go all the
Castle's
way there
kind
for
of
1?
far. Stromheim is a gold. I think High Castle's 3 gold.
Okay.
It's pretty far.
Paid.
Yeah.
Okay. Done. Easy peasy. You don't see much of Lord Shacklebrook today. He's got busy stuff. You're in the town celebrating. He didn't come down to watch
I gotta
the
go
execution.
search Basil's room.
Today?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will go spend the rest of the day jovially searching his room.
All right. It can be picked apart, top to bottom,
Meticulously.
completely uncovered. Every drawer, every board, every stone is touched and wiggled and moved. Every fixture is inspected. You're like one of those YouTube home inspection people going around looking for like
I got the pen.
cracks in the,
I've
the
not seen
window.
that.
Dude, you got to get on a home inspection YouTube or a home
Okay.
inspection
That's awesome.
short form content. It's peak. As a homeowner, you're gonna love this stuff or hate it.
Sure. Yeah.
You find no hidden things that you haven't found before.
Okay.
The one little drawer slide area,
Is the money here?
everything else is still intact. Yeah, so all of his
How
cash
much money
is
has he got in
here.
his pouch?
He has.
Any
He
gems?
has 4 bags of gold. 4 bags
Not bad.
of gold. That's 200. 2
Okay.
bags of silver. And then his own personal whatever pocket change he had on him was 2 gold and 16 silver.
I take 2 bags of gold. I'll take it all, Neil, and I'm just gonna go put it down in the big treasury room, so it doesn't look suspicious. You know, I move it all down there.
But you take 2 for yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
We're about
Excellent.
to get 700 gold from Hudson as well, which
Yeah,
is good.
we're about to get some good money. We're gonna have to start paying our guys. So, my goal with bringing these hopefully 4 people down here, hopefully like some sort of level fighter, is they can actually start like doing the bitch work day to day that we don't want to do.
Yeah.
And they can like go and move the rocks. They can go and get someone to go build a fence. And I really want this town to be very nice. And
There's also the guy that helped me, the guy whose girlfriend was killed. He didn't want to be the jail keeper, but he did seem interested in maybe being a deputy.
oh yeah, we could maybe.
could
But
ask him
he's
as
not even a
well.
fighter. So let's see what Jadek says.
Yeah,
But we
we
could
can get
deputize
real
him for now,
fighters,
yeah.
then fine. Is it
Even
gonna
like a first or second level is more.
Do you think
than
it's going to
what
be
we
weird, like bringing Northerners and having them come to the town? And
Most people
I
in
was-
Cauldron are either central or north, right? Because all the southerners are dead, basically.
it's a town of immigrants.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was thinking of asking in Stromheim, but I don't want a gang to get like a mole inside of our operation. So I said, fuck
which
that.
will certainly happen. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
All right.
we're just gonna go to the next day. You do the searching.
Wait, how many days is it until we're expecting Hudson?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, she said that she was going to be here the day after tomorrow, but then you sent an emergency letter saying you
Yeah.
need to get here tomorrow. So tomorrow is hopefully the day that she arrives, and it is the day that she arrives. She doesn't show up until partway through the day, actually in
Carriaging,
the
I
later
assume?
afternoon. Carriaging down, yes, with a... Let's just get the mood set for Hudson's arrival.
Is there a place to get horses in town? Like, is there a person selling horses or not?
There is not a horse dealer in town.
Because like we could do with getting like 3 horses now, total, so we can have 1 each and 1 for our gear, potentially, to travel faster. Mate, what do you think?
I assume we would just be traveling in her carriage.
Oh well, maybe not for this. I just mean generally, like that
the
might
future,
be worth
yeah, I
150
agree.
gold to get another 2 horses.
Yeah, I hate horses. They're just a pain in my ass, man.
Because you want to be able to abandon the horses and run around on foot and then not lose all of your investment money. That's the problem
Yeah.
with stuff and followers and pack animals, is that they're assets that you can't just abandon. I mean, you can, but like you lose out when you leave them behind. They're
Yeah.
a rich man's game, or someone with like a lot of infrastructure.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's not like we're going dungeon dive. Like, I've
No.
been okay with my horse so far.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get like a horse boy groom to come with us too at an NPC.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out.
What you need is a
Okay, maybe we should
squire
just
to
get
handle
courage.
all of your shit.
Oh, I do, but I gotta become a squire first, probably. You know, Luther, I want to be a knight, man. I should get a squire.
If you want to be a knight, we need to find that demon. That's how we get to be a knight.
Okay. Oh,
I mean,
hey,
it's
there's
true, right?
Hudson.
You see coming through the streets a basic carriage, not particularly fancy. The walls have been patched up with other materials. The carriage has seen better days. One of the wheels is like brand new in stark contrast to the worn carriage. The cloth roof over it has clearly seen some like sewing on it. It's a rundown carriage. It's pulled by two fine regular old horses. There's a carriage driver out front who's dressed in like thick, heavy cloaks to ward off the little bit of summertime rain, early summer rain that's coming down right now. Felted cloaks that the water rolls off the sides of. Big, broad-brimmed hats sticking out over their face to keep the rain off of them. Gloves to keep their hands warm while they sit in the weather. And it sort of rolls to a stop near your sheriff's station. The side door opens and out steps a young man wearing chainmail with a rapier at his side. He's got like a nice shirt on, not a shirt, a nice like cravat that hangs down over the chainmail that shows like a little bit of dignity. He's got like his shirt cuffs that come out from underneath the padded armor are clean and pressed. He's got nice, clean, tall leather boots that come up to almost all the way up to the knees that are polished. He's got like a look of refinement around him, despite the clear armor that's like hanging down off of him all over the place. And he opens
I give
the
a
door.
wave.
Hudson will step on out, landing in a puddle at the foot of the carriage.
How does she
walking-
look? Does she look different to how she... Because, like, she kind of plays up as an old lady when she's in the Rusty's Hook, but I wonder if maybe...
Not quite an old lady, but just sort of like a mousy, quiet fire tender. And she's got a very similar vibe right now. She's wearing sort of gray and tan clothing, very simple. It's clean. It's not ostentatious. It definitely looks sort of like lower middle class or someone from the lower classes that has on their like nice clothes for the day.
Hey, Hudson.
I offer a handshake and
She-
say, Hudson, it's nice to see you away from your fire. You must be cold.
I am. Would you invite me inside, please?
Yeah, not much to see, but come on in. And bring your fancy boy with you if you want as well.
She politely shakes her head, heads up the steps across the porch and inside with you. Her fancy boy shuts the carriage door and just stands by the carriage.
He's not the driver, right? He's
the
Yeah,
bodyguard.
bodyguard.
Yeah.
There's like a chair in front of the desk. There's my chair. And then there's like another chair.
That's
that
my chair.
Is in front of the cells, because I think Pigeon sometimes sits in front of the cells and taunts the person in there. But I drag that chair over and get my bottle of whiskey out and pour us all a drink. Thanks for coming. Sorry about the change of schedule. We've got to be in Shirebrook. In 3 days' time. Is it 3 days now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days time.
In 5 days' time, we've got to be in Shirebrook by then, so I have to move things forward a little bit.
We'll have to hurry then and pray there's no dangers upon the road.
Yeah.
You got my money?
I do.
Woohoo! We're gonna hire deputies with that.
You want to do half now and half when we get back?
She looks between the two of you. She sees your sheriff star on your lapel.
Yeah.
I would be happy to give you half now. I think you understand the significance and importance of this meeting.
Absolutely. Don't worry.
You're honest men now, right?
As honest as they come. Flash her a smile.
Oh, the most honest.
She gets up from the chair, heads back outside, shuts the door behind her, and then comes back in, sits back down, says, my man will be bringing your money.
All right, good. How far away is my house from here?
4-minute walk, 5-minute walk.
I think I might drop the money off at the house before before we leave.
You should give the money to the church guy.
We need it.
No one will steal from the church.
We've got a somewhat secure location in our house, right? I assume that we've got a lock on our door and a hiding place.
I would probably have like a absolutely amazing hiding spot.
Yeah, I would think.
I mean,
so.
I'm intimately familiar with this hiding game now.
I mean, maybe I'll just carry it.
Yeah, I think
Seems
for the
a lot to have
most part.
700 gold on me.
I mean, Pigeon,
most
you
part,
might
we
actually
carry our
have
shit, yeah.
hundreds of gold, don't you?
Oh, I have.
I mean,
all
I've
the,
got hundreds
I
of
have
gold.
all of the gems on me, and I have 156 gold on me. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got
156 gold isn't a lot.
340
That's like
gold.
3 pounds. It's significant, but it's not going to weigh you down. Nick, you have how much?
340. I've got 6.9 pounds of coins, which is a lot. So
That's
if I
a
have
lot.
another 350 on top of that, that's going to be too much.
Yeah, you can't just carry that amount of money in your pocket all the time. And you don't want to be carrying a backpack with you everywhere you go. That's just not a good look for the sheriff. It says,
Yeah.
I'm an American traveling through Europe. It's not what you want.
I've
Yeah.
probably like pulled out a stone in our house, and I've got a piece that we can like push shit in.
We do need to up security on our house, though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, well, I'll do that
not
when
for
the money
today.
comes. I go and put some of it in a hiding spot in the house.
Tell me about what you know about Lord Armstrong.
Yeah, well, we've met him. We've been there
He's a
somewhat
generous
recently.
man.
Yeah, he's the master of King Imric in Mystria. Imric was his apprentice, apparently.
I know that. I mean,
Yeah.
his persona, his personality,
Oh.
his disposition, his temperament.
He says he
He's-
wants what's best for the realm.
Friendly, yeah, is very keen on dealing with the problems in the south. Generous, he's rewarded us, he's treated us fairly. I know that he's invited our lord for celebrations at his castle.
I see.
He seems kind, he seems somewhat guarded.
He was interested in the Thane thing.
Yeah. He was very interested in the items that you said you could give him.
Excellent. Well, that is all I need to know. Seeing as it is so late in the day, perhaps I will spend the night at the inn here, and we can set off in the morning.
Is that going to give us enough time, Neil?
1, 2, 3, 4. That'll get you there in 5 days. It's a 5-day journey. If you push it, you'd be arriving the day that he said he wanted to give you stuff. So I don't know. It might push
Okay,
back the everything a day, or you just do it that day. It's close. You could try and leave today if you wanted to get there, especially early.
What's the weather like
Well-
today?
It's a little rainy.
Okay, let's
I
leave
don't
tomorrow
mind
then.
leaving today. I don't mind going tomorrow if if we're expected to get there on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go tomorrow.
Great. The door opens, and in comes her bodyguard, who brings with him a medium-sized wooden chest. He'll
Oh.
come on in and drop the chest down on the ground. Actually, probably on the table between you all. Turn it to face you and open the lid, and you can see inside is just a bunch of silver, just oodles and oodles of silver.
It's all in silver.
Yeah.
7,000 silver.
3,500 silver.
Oh, he's only brought half.
You said half now, half later.
Yeah. So he's been... Okay, is that maybe there's 2 chests, or he's just got a pile of silver coins in the carriage now?
They probably have a bag of holding, fool.
You think?
Yes.
I don't know about that. All right, cool. Well, you want the chest back? I say to him.
He shakes his head.
Cool. All right. I go and grab like a blanket or something, Neil, and throw it over the chest, and then I'll go and carry it to the house.
It weighs 70 pounds of just the coinage plus the weight of the chest itself. So it's a heavy thing, but you can easily
I can
haul
carry
it.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, I go and put it in my house, and like, it's not really easy to hide this, is it?
Nope.
Maybe it's better off in the keep.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, if we're not going today, I'm going to bring this to the keep.
Okay.
Am I talking to Pigeon while we're having this conversation? Or what do you think we should do? If we take it to the keep, it might raise eyebrows.
Who cares, man? Shacklebrook's our bitch.
So useful.
We're his most trusted advisors. Just go put us in one of the rooms.
All right. Yeah.
Here, I know where to put it.
Neil, I'll take it with him, and we'll go to one of the spare rooms that has the thing in between the wall. I'll open up the wall, and we can put it in there.
Okay.
No one ever uses this.
You sure?
Oh, yeah. I'm probably one of the only people who know about this.
In the
Okay,
wall
cool.
itself.
Let's do that then.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
now,
good.
again, normally coming and going inside the keep, no problem. But when you approach the keep carrying a chest in your hands, you will be asked by the door guard, what's in the chest?
Coins.
I open
Taxes?
it up. I shrug.
Nope.
I think if someone's bringing a large chest of coins into the keep, I should ask why. What's the purpose?
Just storage, but I'm going to be out of town for a few days or for a couple of weeks. Need to keep it somewhere safe.
Has the Lord agreed to this?
No, but I don't think he'd care.
I haven't asked, no.
Wouldn't he want us to keep our money fine?
You clear it with Basil.
He's dead.
He is. You should clear it with Kel Twin Towers first. It's not
Okay,
good
I'll
policy
tell
to
him.
leave stray coinage lying around the chests, the keep. You take it out without
spots.
You should clear it with Twin Towers.
I'll tell him.
This is most unusual behavior, she says.
Just left in the house.
But yeah,
fuck
you
it,
can.
who cares?
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. You go on in.
Let's tell Twin Tower.
So
might as well.
she lets us in, yeah?
Yeah, she lets you in, but she tells you to,
Oh, fuck, we don't.
talk to Twin Towers about it.
We probably should talk to him because
Yeah, I'll tell him. I'll find him, Neil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Twin Tower, we got a chest of money that we need to store because we're going to be gone for like a week or two.
How did you get a chest of money? We don't pay you that well.
I make money doing a lot of things.
I'm sure you do. Well, you need to put it in the treasury or what?
Is that fine?
He shrugs.
If we
Oh
don't
no,
want to get it
Basil
mixed
normally
up, I
takes
got-
care of this stuff.
If we don't want to get it mixed up, I got a spot.
I'll whisper
What do you
to
mean
him.
you've got a spot?
Because he knows all the things. I whisper to him.
I'm going to put it in one of the spare rooms and then in the hidden wall.
You can't. He lowers his voice. Don't fucking use the hidden walls, you asshole. You goddamn idiot. The more you use those, the more someone's likely to figure it out. They'll hear something crawling around on the walls, stones scraping. Don't you know the first thing about security and hidden rooms is you don't fucking
No.
use the hidden rooms? God damn it,
Okay.
Cooper.
Can we keep it in your room then?
No, just put it in the treasury.
All right, we'll put it in the treasury.
What did he say?
Tower.
What did he say? I say to Pigeon.
He said to put it in the treasury.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Must have gone well then.
Yeah, well, real well.
You guys go to put it in the treasury, and as you're beginning to leave, in comes Lord Shacklebrook with his
Hey,
bride
boss.
to be at his side.
Wait, from the outside.
What do you mean?
From the outside, was she outside? Was she in the sun?
The treasury's within
It's
the
rainy.
keep.
Oh, wait.
The
you
treasury's
said
not
that they
outside
were
the
coming
keep.
in. They're coming into the treasury.
They're coming into the treasury, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, boss.
Sorry, I didn't want to give you the...
Don't worry, Annabelle. We won't block your coffin.
He comes in and he has a book in his hands.
Lord Shacklebrook, this is what it looks like. I say,
Saban told
holding
me
the chest in the
you're
treasury.
depositing money. Basil normally
yeah,
takes
that's
care
right.
of the finances, but we'll need a new steward soon. And he pauses.
I'll ask
and he
J-Doc.
looks to the right
Oh.
towards Annabelle. I know you're darling, you're very busy with the infirmary. No, you're too busy. I could also impose upon you to take care of the record keeping of the keep. And she kind of looks awkwardly and says, well, I'll have a lot of duties soon. I suppose I could take them for a short while, up until you find a new steward. He's like, no. Of course not. I wouldn't ask. I shouldn't ask. There's so many duties, and it's been. He like looks at the books he's got. I didn't even bring the right ones. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Well, there's 3 of them.
Trips over himself and starts to walk out of the room.
Is he sleeping okay?
I asked when he's walked away.
She shakes her head. He was up most of the night with nightmares. Sabin came to get me at a certain point to see if there was something I could give him to help him sleep. He's been struggling. I think he's having second thoughts about Basil.
Well, nothing we can do about that. Have you ever heard of Kel Jadok in High Castle?
I believe the two of you have told me about your meeting of him.
He is a really great resource, and if you're looking for more people for this keep, High Castle is running down, and we need good people. So you could send word. I just sent word actually, and I'm asking for 4 deputies.
Well, I believe appropriate decorum would involve a personal visit. Perhaps I should, if I'm going to be taking stewardly duties, go visit him in person and see if we can't arrange something.
I think that might be slightly premature.
No,
Let's
I
wait
think
for him
that's
to
a
write back to
great
his letter,
idea.
to our letter, no? Annabelle, you shouldn't be traveling up there. Surely you're needed in our Lord's chambers.
Oh,
Not until
they're
after we're married.
Oh, sorry, I misread.
Annabelle, I think that it's more than fine for you to go. Hey, here.
Well, it's
I
important.
hand her
Yeah.
5 gems, Neil.
5 gems.
What the hell?
She
Why are you
looks at
giving
her
her money?
hand.
She's just married to Lord Shacklebrook.
What?
Use this to give it to Jadok. He's been low on money.
Oh
Listen,
no,
I'm
no,
not sure
Pigeon.
this
This is Cooper. I couldn't. She like starts to hand you the gems back. This
Oh,
is
no.
This is
I'd
no,
take
no,
them.
no.
No.
I'd take them.
No, stop, Luther. I've seen the gold that you're
This is
carrying
a
around.
bad idea. Annabelle shouldn't be traveling up to High Castle on her own. It's dangerous.
Well, she's obviously going to take Twin Tower or someone.
We should have this conversation with Lord Shacklebrook. I say, looking at both of them.
Well, of course, I would consult his lordship before taking on any journey like that.
Yeah.
It's just if we're going to be asking for help in consulting, proper decorum requires face-to-face meetings.
That's right.
I would want to make sure that, we're getting the people we want. And if this Kel
No,
Jadok is the man you
I
say
understand.
he is, I'm sure he could help us find a very suitable steward.
Yeah, we need that soon.
The thing is, the roads are dangerous, and with everything that's happened recently, who knows what the common folk are saying? We don't know what sentiment in High Castle will be.
Well, Lord Shacklebrook comes in to interrupt you guys. He's got the appropriate ledgers now. And he looks at your big chest of silver. Says, I don't want to count it. Tell me how much is in it.
Like 7 grand.
350 gold.
Oh, that's what it is.
Is it 7 or 350?
350. We're getting the other half after our trip.
He gets at his one book and he writes in it. He looks at the chest. He describes the chest, very briefly. Plain wooden chest, nick on the right side, bent.
She's
bend in
holding
the
5
middle.
gems.
Yeah.
Am I understanding that he is assuming that this belongs to the treasury?
He is writing
No.
down what has been added to the treasury, what's been added in here. Just
I'm
good
used-
record keeping. Just like, this is what's
Okay.
in here. This is how much. This is where it is located. You got to keep track of all these things. You can't just have people taking money in and out without making sure it's the right money.
Oh, I stole money from here before.
And afterwards, he'll notice that Lady Redshield is holding some gems in her hand. And he'll look to those. Are those going in as well? She'll
No,
look
they're
to
for
him.
you to go to see Lord Jadok in High Castle.
We were having a discussion, my lord, that Coop and I increasingly find ourselves taken away from our core duties, and perhaps some more help around the sheriff's office would be worthwhile. When we traveled to High Castle, we stayed with a great lord out there, a man by the name of Jayduk, who was a fine man, an honourable man, and Coop here had the idea that perhaps we might write to him and ask if there is any decent men in High Castle that might be willing to consider a life in Cauldron for that purpose. Your fiance here thought to make such a request would be better done in person. And so this was funds for a journey.
You're sending my fiance to High Castle without my...
I cautioned against it, my lord.
Well, it was her idea.
He looks to her and she says, well, such duties must be attended to in person. He nods, is like, yes, that's right. Can we wait, perhaps? I've had a run of bad luck recently. Perhaps we can wait until the temple is built and the marriage is done, and then I will go with my wife to talk to Kel Jayduk about these things.
Yeah. Sure, I'd already sent him a letter, though, but yeah.
I'm fine.
Let's see
fine,
how he writes back, and then we can... Yeah, that's a good idea.
If we're going... I cannot send my fiancé to treat with other people. It's improper. I would have to send my wife and myself. That would be the right way to go about this. I hear my father's voice in my head,
well, we
reminding me of the
improper
manners
times.
of the peoples.
Do you know how to do teleport?
Good plan.
He is zoned out for a moment. You say something about teleport. What? Excuse me?
Can you teleport yet? You're a wizard, right?
Teleportation is a very dangerous thing. I know there's stories of people teleporting here and there and everywhere, but those are tall tales and illusions. Teleportation carries with it a quite significant risk of death if it is done improperly.
Can you cast fireball?
My lord.
I give him a wry smile, like, that's awesome.
It might not come up that often, but given recent events, am I to understand that relations between you and your father are less than cordial?
Well, the two of you might not know this, not having known your fathers for very long, but the relationship between son and father is a complicated one. You know, your father raises you, gives you the skills that you need to survive in the world, and as soon as you are becoming your own man, you are standing in his way, and he stands in yours, and you go from companions and building each other up and working together to somewhat adversarial nature. It's the way of the world, you know.
Of course.
A lion raises his son, and then the son challenges his father for domination of the pride. Humans are much the same.
I only ask, my lord, do you remember our friend, Eraser?
Yes, I do.
As I understand it, he's in the employ of your father these days.
He's what?
I was wondering if that was something you knew about. Yeah, he's going by the name of, I quote, Brother Cobb. He's just building parks and hotels, perhaps, for your father around Stromheim?
I had understood my father had other intentions for this man. He's in my father's employ?
But perhaps I've got the wrong end of the stick. I obviously haven't spoken to your father. I did speak with Eraser. And that's my understanding of it. But just thought I'd mention it in case you didn't know.
I did not know. I understood that he was to be punished for your crimes from some time ago.
Yeah, wizard school would be quite the punishment.
He seems to have had a pretty large change of heart since the last time we parted ways. A new man, you could say.
Yeah, I wrote to Eraser and I said, you owe us a fucking park outside of our temple. And I would hope that he comes here and builds it. If he doesn't, I'm gonna kill him.
We had some property in Stromheim that Eraser
he sold.
Has the ability to sell, and yeah, he owes us a fair bit.
Fine, whatever. I've.
Oh, whatever.
Is the
I mean, it's
treasury
not
done?
important.
Are we done in here? I have things.
We're done in the treasury, yes.
Okay. Good day, gentlemen.
Neil, I roll an appraisal check
Yeah.
for the treasury.
Yeah.
I want to just guess like how much money we've got in here.
Yeah. Give me an appraisal check real quick. 24. So a quick looking through, the chests, you kind of flip them open. Some of them are locked, but you kind of give them a shake, and you assume the locked ones have a little bit more money. The treasury is fairly well organized. There's like sort of like a little dividing section over here and a little dividing section over there, and you can't quite exactly tell what is being divided. The temple is storing some of their money in here. This is sort of like it's the treasury for the keep, but it's also sort of like holdings for anyone with significant money that needs a safe place to store it.
Including ourselves.
Including yourselves. So you're looking around the treasury, and you see that there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 6 sections to the treasury. You have put your money in one of the 2 empty sections. There's another one that looks like it has just big rounding here, like 5,000 gold, which you think is for the temple treasury. There's another section that looks like it has, again, big rounding here, like around 4,000 gold. There's a section that looks like it has around 2,000 gold. And there's another section that has also around 2,000 gold. So all told, within this building is 5, 9, 11, 13,500 gold in the treasury. But it is divided up into sections, and the largest chunk of that is definitely belonging to the temple. So it's unclear who owns what exactly. It's possible that a great deal of this wealth might belong to the knights of the keep, or maybe you're not really sure who has what. Pigeon did a quick look through the books, but it was just a quick flip through the books.
Get hold of them again, we'd be able to tell.
Yeah, if you really wanted to know.
More.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's fine. I'll leave.
Yeah. We're just going to flip to the next day so we can move on with the story, right? Because I know the longer we spend talking about money, the fewer dangerous things can happen, the more arrest that you guys get. But if we move on with the story, then you can get captured by demons again, or attacked by harpies, or have your insides turned into your outsides by warlocks. Something fun.
Just out of interest, how much would plate mail cost? I'm going to look that up myself. You don't need to look it up now.
A lot of money.
Like 1,000-ish gold.
7 grand for plate mail.
Holy
Jesus.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't those motherfuckers take some half plate?
3 plates? No, it was half plate, yeah.
Yeah. Breastplates. They took some breastplates, yeah.
Right.
And how much is the breastplate worth?
Well, half plate, like the chest is 15k gold. Is that right? Remove 2 zeros. 1.5k gold. Yeah.
That's the limbs that are expensive.
Yeah, the limbs are 5.5k.
So if I did chest and chain limbs, that'd give me 7 AC. That'd be a bonus of 2 AC for 1,500 gold.
Yeah, going from chest to plate. But you got to make sure the breastplate is fitted to you. You can't necessarily just grab any breastplate. It takes time to make. It's a whole thing. But our party's going to settle on the road now, and we got a wagon, a carriage. The carriage is going to be it's going to be a little cramped. There'll be 4 of you in the carriage. It's built to carry 4 people.
Okay, cool.
You'll have to take your weapons off of you and probably you could leave your armor on if you wanted to, but the weapons, they don't fit at your side while you're sitting down.
I'll leave my armor on.
Yeah.
Well, so where would I put my greatsword?
Your greatsword, you might want to put on top of the carriage with the other gear.
Okay.
Do you have a sidearm, like a short sword that you could carry on your lap?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Easy peasy.
I want to know where the greatsword is so I can get it if there's an emergency.
Absolutely. Yeah. The carriage has some space on the top where you could put baggage. Previously, Hudson had been carrying her baggage with her inside the carriage. There's also like a little boot on the back where you could put a couple of things. I think your greatsword is best either strapped to the top of the carriage or strapped to the back of the carriage. Either way.
I think probably to the top, and then Luther's probably tall enough I can reach to the roof and
Yeah.
pull it
You
out.
could easily draw it from the top. No problem.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Okay. The two of you pile in with the others. The carriage bumps along the road. The
Well,
road
this is
between
cozy.
Cauldron and Shirebrook.
Is
Recently,
Patricia seeing anyone?
I asked Hudson on the way.
I'm not familiar with Patricia's personal life.
Oh, goodness. It's that bad, huh?
She doesn't respond. Yeah.
Okay.
The road
Well, I
is-
mean, I'll make small talk the whole time.
yeah.
Pigeon probably talks too much.
I think that's exactly what happens because Hudson's a quiet person. She doesn't have a lot to chat about.
Yeah.
She doesn't really engage in conversation. If you ask her a direct question, she will give you a direct answer, but it's usually very like to the point and non-conversational. She's not cold.
All right, here's one
or
charisma
distant,
check for the
but-
whole ride. Pigeon's gonna talk a lot, and I don't know. Maybe she'll feel good. Maybe she'll feel bad. There you go, 14. I annoy people.
A little bit, yeah. It's big. It's a big chat. You will learn that the bodyguard's name. Ooh, do we have it? We don't have any names from the patrons, do we?
I think we do. for this-
We have one that's like very. It needs to be like a halfling or something. Like there was a whole thing behind it.
Oh.
But you can check the channel. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Save or Die NPC names. If you are a Save or Die patron, I think you can submit your names. Oh, they've all been done.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've all been done. What a bummer. Helmet was a name submitted by a patron?
Was it?
That's right.
It
Yeah.
was.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
Let's see. I'm going to go on City AM and we can.
well, there was the name Henry. Henry Highcastle. We're dropping the Highcastle. But this bodyguard's name is just Henry.
Okay.
And that's who he is here.
That's who he is.
Yep.
He's born a Henry and he'll die a Henry.
There's no prince in front of that name. And he's just a quiet guy. He's young, like late teens, early 20s, sort of young. A couple of pimples still on his face.
Yeah.
He's got his chainmail, a rapier, which he hoists out of his off of his belt while he sits in the wagon. And he spends most of his time looking out at the road, walking as it drives by.
Well, yeah.
And when you
At
ask
some point,
what he's doing, he's just saying he's like looking for trouble.
I kick his foot and I say, "So what's your story, kid?"
I have Stromheim, born and raised.
Yeah, me
You work
too.
with Hudson all the time?
Excuse me?
You work with Hudson all the time?
He looks to her. She dips her head in approval. He says, I'm the protector of the carriage. Whoever is in the carriage, I protect them. Sometimes it's Madam Hudson. Sometimes it's somebody else.
Oh, you ever work with that one guy? What was it? Kronos.
Probably. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure I've worked with them.
I'll describe him. He's cool.
He gives you the I'm not, whoever that is, I might have worked with them, I might have not. He tries to give you a non-committal, I can neither confirm nor deny reports of having worked with this person. He tries to
Yeah.
play it secret agent cool, I don't know who you're talking about, but maybe.
So I say, Hudson, you ever been in a keep before? You need some advice on the etiquette? You ever met a count or a baron?
Do you have any specific advice that would be useful?
Yeah, well, I mean, advice generally for the carriage, I would say, is, be polite. Wait to be spoken to before you speak. Show respect. It's that kind of thing.
Is that what you do?
That's what I do, yeah.
She nods. But she's quiet. I think the two of you end up
Just
filling
quiet.
most of the space in the carriage ride. It might even be
Okay.
a little bit awkward. You find Hudson very distant, very
I'll
like
ask Hudson one more
transactional.
question.
How did you join the, the cause?
And I give her a wink.
This is another one of those moments where she and the driver sort of like exchange a look that says something, where there's some sort of like communication passing between them, some sort of like strategizing of like what to reveal and what not to reveal. And eventually she will say, after like an uncomfortably long pause, I was in a rough spot and somebody helped me out.
Oh, I've been there. That's kind of where we were with the racer.
And then I give her my story. I just cut her off and I'll let her
Yeah.
I think.
I'll let her get away.
Are we just doing the first day here, Neil, or are we doing the whole journey?
We can do the whole journey right now.
Perfect,
I'll roll
yeah.
for
Okay.
combat encounters as well.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, I think with Hudson being so boring, I might go and sit with. Is there a room to go and sit with the driver?
Yeah, you could absolutely sit outside. The carriage stops every
Yeah.
so often to feed everyone and rest the horses.
Well, I spent some time with the driver as well.
The
Does he?
driver.
I would like to find out if he works with Pittman as well.
Yeah, the driver is an older gentleman. When it's not raining, he takes off a lot of the heavy things that keep the water
Yeah.
off of him. And he's much more chatty, the driver.
Cool.
There's room for all three of you out on the driver's porch if that's what you want to end up doing. Because Pigeon, on the inside, you'll hear Luther and the driver chatting it up.
I think Pigeon likes talking to these people, so he'll be like,
Oh, they're really chatting up out there, huh?
and then he'll just,
Yeah.
he's just gonna annoy them the whole fucking time.
Great strategy. Yeah.
The driver's name is Barley.
Barley. He's not a halfling, is he?
Nope. He's not a
I'll take
halfling.
name.
I'll call out when I hear that.
Oh, Barley, you must be a halfling.
Barley will call back. That's what they keep telling me, but my dick's too big to be a halfling.
How long you been working with Pittman?
Whoa, don't
Barley.
say that word, buddy. I don't want to get
sorry.
my tongue cut out over here.
How long you been working with Hudson and her friends?
Oh, I've been driving wagons my whole life for, one person or another. How long we've been working with these fine folk on the west side of town? Maybe 10 years, actually. No, it can't be. Time's going by so fast, it's hard
Time
to
flies,
remember
my
anything.
friend.
Yeah,
Time flies.
yeah, but they started employing me for one-off gigs here and there, and now it's a pretty common thing. Get paid well to make sure everything is working exactly as it's supposed to, and I spend a lot less time on the road and a heck of a lot more time tending to the wagon wheels. I can practically be a cooper myself or a wheelwright myself. The thing about wagon wheels is that the
Transferable
road is so
skills,
bumpy,
yeah.
and you really need a piece of metal wrapping around the outsides, otherwise that wood will really split. You got to keep them oiled. I prefer tongue oil over linseed oil myself, even though the drying time is longer. It just smells a little bit nicer. Anyway, I've been working with them better part of a decade, and I gotta say, man, I ain't never had a client as convenient and out of the way as these fuckers. They
That's good.
want
Yeah.
the best materials and the best services, and they don't mind paying for it. And I don't mind just not working that much and getting paid the same amount. Yeah.
And
You,
why
uh,
does this carriage look so shitty?
Wait, you're inside.
Well, I
You
can hear it
the
outside, right?
conversation. Yeah. It's like a thin piece of felt blocking
He's
the
inside, but he's just talking to you.
Well, that's an interesting question. Because I've been saying that we should improve the carriage, and they've been saying that they don't want to, cover any additional carriage upkeep costs. And, frugality, I get that. Some people, they want to drive the nicest carriage. They want to walk around in luxury. They want to wear the finest things. And I've never been that sort of man. Maybe that's why they like working with me. But this is how the condition, they want it to run well, but they don't give a shit what it looks like. They're just getting from A to B. And I respect
Inconspicuous.
that.
Yeah.
Well.
Conspicuous. So, you been to Shirebrook before?
Oh, hells yeah. I've been up and down this road 1,000 times. Probably been to Shirebrook 12 times before you were born, young man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like before?
Oh, it was a right nice place. You wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Keep was pretty, ocean was clear, town center had all sorts of folks in it. Nice little tavern called the Half Pint. You know,
That's still there, I think. Is it true what they say about a curse?
I mean, of course. Don't you know?
No.
Whole area is cursed, son.
What is it?
Whole
In what
area
way?
is cursed. Demons, you know, werewolves, sea
There's demons everywhere.
dragons.
There's werewolves everywhere.
Yeah, but they all come from here.
Really?
Lake Mysterium, the Hidden Valley, the Crystal Run, that's the source of all evil in the world, my friend. That's where all the dangers come out from, you know? Back before the demons came, whole villages were disappearing in the middle of the night. People just gone, and no one know where that came from. You know, the real spooky thing is the only person to make it out of Shirebrook alive is now one of the high princes in Drekis. Now that'll get your noggin twirling, because now who owns all of Eridon? I know they say the king owns all Eridon, but we all know that the Drekisian Empire owns all Eridon. And the only person to make it out of Shirebrook is now a prince in Drekis. So you start putting those things together, and you really tell me who's running the world over here. I think it's
Can't be
that
true.
cleric of Cheese. You know, god of how things ought to be, god of illusions, god of half-truths. That guy.
I never heard of this guy.
Well, all the more reason to start scratching your head, because you can look into that. You go find someone who knows something or two. They'll let you know. This cleric
All right.
of Cheese, this cleric of lies, or, you know, cleric of truths, depending on your perception here. You know, good old god of the Swan, only survivor in all of Shirebrook. Prince
Well, you know,
Drekis. And it
I would
mysteriously
say the real
also
guy
gone.
controlling the world is King Imric in Mystria. He's surely where all the power lies. He killed Scoria, you know.
Well, that's true, but Prince Imric is also, King Imric is also a prince of Drekis.
That's true. But he's a king.
Sure, but I'm talking about the Drekisian ties is where it all comes back to. It's the forces out in Drekis that are doing all the things. The Empress,
Well, you know,
she's
You should
the
be
one.
careful talking about Imric, because like this guy runs Shirebrook. He knows him.
Look, if wizards were going around murdering anybody who ever said anything weird about King Emmerich, we'd all be dead. I don't believe in those
Right.
things. I believe in the curses, but I don't really believe in the powers of men. You know, it's the natural and unnatural things of the world that we ought to be scared about, not one another. You know, I'm just some driver on the road. No one gives a shit what I think. Certainly
Wait, I
not
was
Lord
going to
what's his
ask you.
name.
You ever see the Hydra by the Black Pine Marsh? Everyone's been talking about that.
He stops hurrying the horses as you say that, and like the reins lower, and he looks over at you and goes, boy, I've seen people die to the Hydra in Black Pine Marsh.
Oh, there's no such thing, you old kook.
Sons, I stopped one day by the edge of the marsh. Something came out of that marsh. I was bringing 7 people with me on the way to Thornwood that day. Only 5 of them ever made it. You count your stars lucky if you ain't ever see that Hydra. I pray every day
make
that I
sure
drive
we
past
drive
that road,
quick.
I don't see it.
Better drive quick down that road. I don't want to get eaten by no Hydra.
That's right. He'll pick
Alright,
up the reins
we
again.
could RP for fucking
This
15
guy's
hours
much more
here.
fun than
Yeah.
Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no encounters on the way to Thornwood. That's fine. On the road between Thornwood and Shirebrook.
In my conversations with the driver, if there's any information I would like to get, it's I'd like to work out where he tends to go with the pitman.
Where
I
he
can
tends
work
to
out,
go.
like, yeah, like do they travel a lot to X town? Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, anytime you ask about where he's going or what he's doing or what town, what he's
So he's just
visited
disciplined.
recently, he shuts up. He's like, oh, I don't talk about where my clients are going or what we're doing. I mean, you're my client right now, so obviously we're going to Shirebrook, and I assume we're going to be bringing you back to Cauldron, but like I can't talk about client
Yeah.
business.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
I press him a little bit, but yeah.
The road to Thornwood is easy peasy. The road between Thornwood and Shirebrook, however, we have.
Oh no, not the Hydra.
You want to roll me a D100?
Yes.
Yeah. What do I need to get the Hydra?
You need a very high roll.
Okay.
Oh,
Don't worry,
we're
I can,
good.
I can do it. Oh.
That's not that high.
Oh. It's high though.
It's not Hydra high.
You
It's
said
not
very
Hydra
high there.
True.
Yeah.
You probably need like a 98 at least. To get the Hydra, I reckon.
You come across a small camp on the side of the road. I wouldn't really normally bother you about a small camp on the side of the road because you pass travelers all the time. We don't stop for any given traveler over here. This small camp on the side of the road, however, has out in front of it a person, leather armor, solid leather boots, bow over their backs, spear in one hand, sort of walking around the grounds, inspecting them carefully. And then as your wagon is approaching, they come out towards the middle of the road and start to like try and flag you down with their hand. As you do so, the driver picks up speed and like whips the horses as fast as they will go, and they start to thunder in the direction of the guy who's like trying to stand in the middle of the road and wave you down.
I say to the driver, "What are you doing?"
He ain't stopping for nobody. You kidding me? It's probably a trap.
I'm not gonna stop charging horses on my own. So
Yep. No. The guy jumps out of the road. Throws a fist in your direction. You can hear a quick "What the fuck?" as he disappears into the pass behind you. And then once the guy's sufficiently gone, half mile, the driver like slows the horses again and throws a look back over the side and goes, "Well, that was a close one. You gotta
what do you
watch
think
out.
that was? Just a trap?
Could be a trap. Could be someone trying to get us involved in something. Whatever it is, I don't want to deal with it. I ain't here for that shit.
Needed help,
just, well, everyone needs help. What do I look like? A help wanted sign?
What do I look like?
Some bloke with a star on his
I'm the
lapel.
sheriff.
Well, shit, Sheriff. If you want to hop off, you can go help that poor guy, but
Well, it's a
I
bit
ain't
late now,
going to
isn't it?
Shirebrook.
Well, fine. It's too late now. Let's just hope that it wasn't. I hope you're right and it was a trap.
He shrugs. Don't really
Was the
care.
guy armed?
Guy had a spear and a bow.
Well.
Yep. But that's fine. You'll pull
it's
into
too late.
Shirebrook a day later.
So are we on time?
You are on time. You are getting to Shirebrook in the afternoon of the 21st. This is the day that he said you should be here to receive your gifts.
Okay.
So, you're here on time, but you're here just on time. You'll be meeting him after 5 days of road travel, so maybe a little tired. You can dust yourself off at the tavern and inn in town.
Try and get cleaned up for an hour.
Yeah. I think this is a good point for us to take a short break. Come back on the other side with a little bit more Hardly Heroes. We arrive in Shirebrook. We rest for the afternoon before we head to the keep. The big old structure at the center of town. You guys are coming. The bodyguard is coming. Hudson is coming. And the bodyguard is carrying a chest that was pulled off of the back of the wagon, of the carriage.
You need help with that?
Nope. He refuses any help. But that's fine. That's how things might typically go.
Yeah.
I say to Hudson on the way in that Divan did ask me to come here when you came, but he's also invited us here separately. So let me
That's what
deal
your
with the initial
message said.
introductions. Let me deal with the initial introductions, and then I'll introduce you.
Hmm.
Do you ever dance, Hudson?
Excuse me?
You ever dance?
I'm not much one for celebrations or festivities, Pigeon.
Well, if you ever want to dance, we can dance together.
I will remember that.
Good.
We head into the impressive keep, sitting on top of the mountain or the hill overlooking the Bay of Shirebrook, the Swampwater River, the Crystal Run. We head into the castle beyond the gates where we've met someone before. The knight at the entrance to the gate, although I've forgotten their name in the moment. You can be welcomed into the keep where the two of you will be brought immediately to the grand hall, the big dining room where you were before. Meals will be set out for you hurriedly. Wine will be brought, water will be brought, refreshments of whatever kinds are needed can be brought out to you. As the four of you sit in waiting.
I asked for Elven wine.
as is customary.
You will be brought a glass.
Let's go. I'll drink normal wine. That's fine.
I nourish it.
Okay. Are we surrounded by other nobility or whatever, or are we in a room on our own?
No, it's just the big dining hall with the four of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
No food, though. We're waiting for
No,
Armstrong.
food is brought for you. Wine is brought for you. You guys are just hanging out and waiting. It's a big room that stretches on in both directions. You're sort of placed in the middle of it with an opportunity to eat and drink and rest up while you're waiting for Lord Armstrong to be ready.
Does Hudson drink?
Hudson will drink. Yes, she'll drink some like watered down wine, just like very gentle.
What about the
beverage.
the bodyguard?
The bodyguard will take water.
Okay.
No alcohol
Henry.
while on duty.
It's scary drinking water like that, man. Usually we have the wine so you don't get the parasites.
He nods. But I can't work. I can't do my job and drink at the same time.
Well, we're out of
shit
danger now,
myself while
Henry.
I'm
We're
off
inside the
duty.
keep.
He like furrows
There's
his
always
brow
danger.
at you. Yeah.
This place is a den of wizards, so I'm not sure your sword's going to do you much good if things go awry.
I'll dance them away.
I shrug.
A little bit later, you will be invited into the throne room. It's a smallish throne room for a person who's so grand as as Divin Armstrong. But he'll be seated upon a little chair on a little bit of a dais. Some of his knights are surrounding him. You'll be brought in through the front area, so you got to like walk up the hall towards him. On a weapon rack to his side, you will see 3 blades of 3 different lengths. One large weapon, one medium curved weapon, and one small weapon.
Are you going to get to pick or are you going to get both? That's
Like
wild.
both, Nick.
Neil, around us in this room, you said there's some knights. Does it look like any of his apprentices or assistants are here?
All of them.
All of them? Yeah?
You suppose you count 6.
I want to try and work out who the one, like the high-ranking one is. Can I
There
discern
are
that?
5 here. Yes, you can see the 2 closest to him are probably the highest ranking. That's
Well, it was two apprentices and 4 assistants, but one of the apprentices is dead.
it was
So I was
2
wondering if it was-
assistants and 4 apprentices. One of the apprentices is dead. Yeah. So the 2
so this-
assistants are the ones beside him. I don't
They're
know
the
if you
high-ranking ones.
probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you
I check them
remember
both
their
out.
details.
No.
Okay, well, they are. They're both about 5'8". They are both humans. The male of them is an older gentleman. So one of them is an older gentleman. He's like 200 pounds and 5'8". So he's on the heavy side of things. His hair is balding. And he's just keeping a keen eye out all over the place. He's got I don't know. He's wearing robes that have like little circles and dots on them. His hands are clasped behind his back. He's just sort of chilling there. Yeah. I don't know what to say about him for you.
Yeah, sure. What's the other one?
The other is also 5'8", about 150 pounds. A woman, younger but not young. She's probably about your age or so. She's got like an honest face and mild manners. Yeah. They're both just sort
hello,
of quiet
Mr.
and chilling.
Armstrong.
Neil, I look around the room. Is there a cat or a bird or anything like that around here?
A cat.
There's an imp.
There is a cat around here. You will see sitting off to the side on a high shelf that's awkwardly placed, unless its only purpose is to house a cat up on a high shelf. A cat.
Okay.
A fancy
I would like
cat.
to
A cat that looks a lot like Lord Shacklebrook's cat.
Oh, it's a fancy. Okay, it's a
Yes. What are
elven
those
cat
called?
or whatever it was.
Wasn't elven.
Yeah, who cares? You know, it's a cat.
It was some sort of
Neil
lynx. Right.
Lynx. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't see an obvious familiar then, is what you're telling me.
Just like Lord Shacklebrook, there are no familiars in this room.
Okay.
Oh, hello, Mr. Armstrong.
The Lord raises his hand to you. Hudson, comes up beside you as well. You all stop at the edge of the dais. And Lord Armstrong looks down upon the four of you and says, "Ah, my dear friends and new acquaintances. Sheriff Luther, Deputy Detective Pigeon Cooper.
It's good to see you again, my lord.
And you, I thank you for returning on such short notice. I have gifts for you coming down from my close friend, my former apprentice, my master in many ways, King Imric McGarry. He has personally sent these, and he points to the weapon rack to his side, these items, these weapons for the two of you, in recognition of the service you have done to these lands."
Oh, wow.
We are eternally grateful.
He motions to one of his knights who comes over and picks up the two-handed sword and descends the steps in your direction.
Send our thanks to your lord.
The knight will place in your hands, Luther, a two-handed sword. It has a scabbard that's like long and thin. It looks like it's made of two pieces of leather, like pressed together with like other leather in the sides. So the leather sheathing doesn't, leather's not the fanciest of sheaths, but when you look at it, it has like this iridescent quality to it. And when you get the light from the candelabras just right, you can see that it's not actual leather. It's some sort of like fine scales, maybe some sort of like iridescent snake, maybe some sort of great, it can't be fish scales. They're too soft and too smooth. There's some sort of beast with dark colored, almost black scales, iridescent caught in the right light. That skin has been used for this leather. And as you run your hands along it, feels very soft, hard, so it's not going to bend, it's not going to give way, but still, gentle to the touch.
Okay.
And the scabbard comes down to a nice fine point. The hilt itself is made out of some sort of like very warm colored wood, rose or cherry or something like that, with a big heavy pommel as a counterbalance on the far end. The pommel itself has it's a non-shiny, it's like almost a dull metal, kind of like almost like lead or something like that just feels and looks heavy and thick and dull. The cross arms that come out of it are highly polished brass with a pair of topaz gemstones, and one in each end of the cross guard. You can draw the steel blade out, and the balance is there. The sharpness is there. The blood groove that runs down the center is perfectly positioned. The right width. It feels light in your hands, easy to move. You can practice swinging it about. There are plenty of guards near the Lord. If you were to try and get near him, they'd cut you down in a heartbeat. But you're down in this big open area, and you can wield it to your heart's desire.
Did the dragon shine drop it off? It was so quick.
Well, I travel through means beyond those of mundane means.
Oh, wow.
He nods once.
Okay, I swing the sword around a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. Magic great sword. How does it feel?
I'm going to ask what it does. Once Pigeon's got his weapons, I'm assuming you might tell us.
Well, what is it? Well, how does it feel?
I ask him.
Perfect, I say as I swing it around.
Oh, thank you, my lord.
Motioning over to the next curved blade, the knight will come over and pick it up and bring it towards you. It is a scimitar, that's what you requested, right?
That is, yeah.
It is a scimitar. They'll hand it over to you, finely curved. It looks foreign in style, or maybe so old that it's like completely out of date stylistically, but like in that retro antique sort of way. The blade is thinner than you might imagine. You know, you're kind of used to thicker scimitars. This almost is like a saber, except it's not quite, but it's got that thinness and lightness to it that you might expect in a saber. Like the greatsword. It's light, it's easy to maneuver, it slashes with speed. You expect it'll cut through your opponents finely. Its scabbard is not made out of this blackened snake leather. It's some sort of fine metal, some sort of alloy of bronze and silver or gold and silver. It's almost looking like electrum colored, and it's nice. Even though it's metal that's been beaten into this shape, it doesn't have dents in it. So either this is a new scabbard, or the scabbard itself is also like enchanted or protected or extremely durable. It's possible the scabbard is new and unrelated to the blade. But it's very well made. And lastly, the dagger will be brought down to Pigeon. And with the dagger, the wizard on the chair will say, these other weapons are fine. They are enchanted. They are splendid treasures from the tomb of Scoria, the red dragon that used to dominate this land. They will serve you well. They will help you cut down werewolves. They will help you slay demons. They will aid you in all tasks. But this dagger here, he says as one of the knights brings it down to Pigeon, is unusual. This is a dagger of giant slaying. Not something I imagine you will encounter or deal with often, but there are giants in the Tether Wilds, and there are giants in the Hidden Valley, and there are giants occasionally in the Soggy Hills. This will serve you well should you ever need to encounter them.
Oh, well, thank you, my lord.
I mean, I get on one knee and
Yeah. We make the appropriate bows and stuff.
Yeah.
Does he offer any other more information about what the weapons are or do?
He just tells you they're enchanted weapons, but I'm not going to slow roll you on these. It's a +1 greatsword, a +1 scimitar, and a dagger that is +2, and then versus giants it's +4.
Fucking go.
Yeah. I think normally by normal rules you figure it out on your own. You guys have been playing this game for a million years. We don't need to bother with that.
To hit to damage. And then I will return Blanche's scimitar. So I'm just going to take that off. And then the new dagger. What is the dagger made out of?
All the weapons are made out of iron or steel, I should say.
Does the +1 greatsword reduce the initiative by 1?
No, I don't think we're going to play with those rules.
That makes sense for a greatsword, because it's so heavy.
Then does it make sense for arming sword?
No, because they're already
What about
easy to wield.
Bastard sword. You can use that with 1 or 2 hands.
Yeah, might work on a bastard sword.
I just feel like if there's a rule, it should be applied universally. So I'm going to say no. Because I don't want the +2 dagger to have an initiative of 0,
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Okay.
Well, after that, after we
weapons?
stand back up, I say, and to other business, my lord, this is the trader I told you about from Stromheim that deals in arcane components.
Excellent. I will speak with you separately, but you may attend the rest of this meeting. And he looks back to the two of you. Gentlemen, King Imric thanks you. I thank you for your service. Please go forth and make the lands tame. Make the area ripe for our people. I hope if there's ever any problems, if there's ever anything of dire interest or consequences or danger, that you will not hesitate to reach out to me. My keep doors are open to you. My messenger service is at your disposal. Never hesitate to reach out with any request. Or if there's something you think everyone in the region should know, I will always help facilitate the transfer of information, which can be so difficult in these days.
Do you think, my lord, before we leave back home for Cauldron, I could get a chance to speak with you in private around the investigation for the demon?
Of course. That is of great interest to me, and I would be most pleased to speak with you on the matter.
Okay. Good. Shall I find you in the morning?
My people will bring you to me tomorrow when it is appropriate. And he looks back over at Cooper. Did you have a question? Your face raised a brow.
Yeah, we got maybe something to tell you. Did you hear about what happened on the West Road?
A great many things have happened on the West Road. Could you be more specific?
Lady Alkali? There was a murder.
Lady Alkali. Is that a name I should know?
She's from High Castle.
An important lord in High Castle. Yeah.
She was supposed to come down to Cauldron to help us out, but then they just took over Tassel and told us to kick rocks.
Yeah, Lord Shacklebrook had sent us to High Castle to request the king's aid in dealing with both the demon, the werewolves, and the bandits in Tassel. And Lady Alkali was assigned to assist us. We expected a small contingent of knights. She arrived with a small army of soldiers and knights, proceeded to ignore all of our problems and marched directly on Tassel and claimed it for herself.
Sounds like a self-important lord from the north.
Yes, I think there's far too many of them knocking around these days.
Sounds like there's one fewer today.
Karma is, doesn't look well on thieves.
I appreciate you sharing this information with me. Do you know who has killed her?
We're not sure. Perhaps a monster? She
Will you
have been
be
well
investigating
guarded,
the matter?
Of course.
Of course.
Whether or not this lady was of good or ill character is less significant than those who would seek to murder nobility, who would seek to disrupt order in the lands. We need now more than ever order. We need now more than ever unity and strength. It's not good for people to be dispatched like that. Whoever this is certainly a dire figure. I trust your lord has already talked to you about these things and has encouraged you to root out the evildoer. At the very least, someone should be hung, or I believe your tradition is boiling, to send a message that this sort of behavior will not be tolerated.
Pigeon thinks to himself that it might be a little awkward because his lord didn't say anything like that, which is interesting to him.
The reason I bring it up, though, even with Lady Alkali's death, I'm sure you know this, but the king had named her Countess of the South.
I had
don't know how you feel here in Shirebrook
of such a thing.
But this news doesn't stand so well in Cauldron.
Yes.
Well, wasn't Newfort like the old place where the old Baron used to be? Is there a sigil of power there that we can get?
Don't tell him about this.
Well, I ask.
The lords of High Castle have many opinions and write many important letters. However, their administrations have been brief, and their decrees often lack the thorough follow-through that truly bears weight. I would like to see this king ask me to bow to who is the heir to the Alkali family?
I shrug. I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
He shrugs as well.
Let
them say what they like in the north.
But as a proud southerner, I don't intend to call a northerner count.
Would you call a Drakissian count?
He is a southern lord.
Well,
I'll call whoever gave me a magic item count.
I say jokingly.
tell me of this demon.
Alright.
You wish to speak on matters of the demonic, right?
I do. I was going to ask you if you'd had much luck tracking down the mongrelman from Lady Tulwick's dungeons in Thornwood.
I had. A few of them have come to work with me. If you see such pitiful creatures in and around my territory, my domain, I kindly request that you give them space. I know they are wretched and terrible, and they make strange sounds, but leave them be. It is possible there are such of those that still serve the demon out there, but I would hate to see any of my assistants fall prey to the wrong side of the sword.
Of course, but have they led you any closer to finding its location?
He gives a heavy sigh. Those that have survived the reign of the beast have told me much about it. As I understand it, the creature has taken many forms, and in its fleeing has gone elsewhere. They did not know where, but based on its previous behaviors and patterns, they said it was likely to head northward. The creature had been asking more and more about lands to the north and to the west. Presumably it has done everything it needed with the south and the east. So, to Stromheim? To the ruins of Rainwood? Maybe to Cauldron itself? I don't know. Maybe the lands beyond. Maybe Fortune or even High Castle. But it seems to be perhaps headed more northward.
Okay. And the trail runs dry beyond that?
He looks at the assembled people. He gazes upon his apprentices, his assistants, his knights. He looks at Hudson and the mercenary guard. Says, I feel I can trust the two of you. You should know what is going on, especially if you're to be the sheriffs of this area. I'm afraid what I have to tell you is heavy and quite dire. Prepare yourselves, gentlemen.
I swing my sword and say, I've never felt more prepared.
You know the histories of this land. You know of the monsters from another world that came here 11 years ago. They came from Shirebrook. They destroyed the south. They precipitated the Great War for Arcadia. The undead monster in the north that led great armies. The rise, I shouldn't say rise, but the fall of the Dragon Scoria, the rise of the Drakissian Empire, all can be tied back to a single event here in Shirebrook. It's no coincidence that my reign is here in Shirebrook. I have it from Lord MrMouton himself, the Archmage of Mystria, the savior of the realm, that these creatures seek to invade once again. They make moves in the realms beyond. They look for ways back to this world. They're always looking for ways, but there is a force in their realm that has found a foothold here and seeks to re-enter it. This creature that you saw, this creature that held you prisoner, that asked questions, I believe it is looking for a doorway, a passageway into this world. You may think that such things are rare and hard to find, and they are, but they do exist. There are little cracks in the realms, in the veils between worlds that can be pulled open and entered through. I am here in Shirebrook to understand how they came through the first time, to find out how they may enter a second time, and to stop any such incursion again. Lord Imric McGarry is quite aware of this task, of this danger. It is of great concern to him that such an invasion not be made a second time. The first time, he was stopped by quite coincidence. The second time, if we're not ready, it could be disastrous. They already have agents in here. They already have agents among us. They are placed and positioned across Arcadia for something. You saw the demon that you encountered. I want you to imagine there being 24 of those creatures scattered across Arcadia, hiding and waiting for the right moment, preparing who knows what. I'm here on a greater purpose. If you hear anything about these creatures, I must know immediately.
Of course.
Understand?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
This is not a matter of north versus south, of Mystria versus Drekis versus Aerodon. This is everyone.
This is serious.
This is very serious. We must all be on the lookout. I don't want you to fret too much because I am on the task, and King McGarry is on the task, and together we shall manage this problem. It's nothing for you to have to deal with, but keep your eyes peeled and your ears open, because any information may be vital to the survival of the realm.
A wise man once told me that all the evils in the world originate from the Lake Mysterium. Is that true?
It is not completely untrue, but it is a plebeian understanding of a complex subject. Shirebrook is the source of a great many evils. There was a portal here that was opened and left open by those who went to the other side.
Foolish.
They
I
closed
bet
it
those
when
guys
they
are idiots.
quite. They closed it on their way back in, but not after the monsters had already done immeasurable damage. Even before that, there was a... No. You need not worry yourself about such foolish fairy tales and happenings. It's important that the two of you remain grounded in this world, that deal with the actual threats that disrupt the day-to-day, that find people who would slay a baroness, or a countess as it may be, and bring them to justice, that make the roads traversable and travelable. There's no point in protecting the land from monsters and demons if we're going to just fall to our own petty base conflict.
Be that as it may, my
yeah,
lord.
we're looking for them.
I feel a connection to this thing, and if you get any leads on it, if there is to be some sort of mission or expedition to find the thing, please do let me know.
I will let you know if you can be of service, of course. Now, gentlemen, may I have one of my knights lead you outside to a training area so you may practice with your weapons while I speak to your merchant friend?
Yeah.
Of course.
The two of you
Right.
can
As
exit
we're
with one
walking
knight.
away.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll say,
Luther.
Yeah.
What if we go to Newfort? Instead of going
Yeah.
home.
How would we even get there?
We'll just walk.
No, we'd be better off taking a boat, no?
Oh, what? We got these magic items.
You not hear what the guy just said? All evil comes from down there.
Oh, pish posh. What does he know? Come on, Let's go on an adventure. Let's go on a walk.
We kind of got to get back.
Are you scared?
I'm a little bit scared, yeah.
Oh, you want your mommy?
What do you think would be down
I'll tell
there?
you this, Sheriff. I'm going on a walk. And we're going to Newfort. Come on.
That's a long walk.
We can steal from Newfort.
I suppose there could be something there, like maybe a crown or a document of some sort.
There's got to be something, right?
But, I mean, listen, I love Lord Shacklebrook, but Lord Armstrong here, maybe he would be the better count. What do you think?
No, you can't possibly think that.
Right. Maybe he's got bigger things to be worried about than being a count anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't care about us. Lord Shacklebrook, he's our guy.
Don't you guys have like jobs to perform? You know, like
Yeah, I mean, I think we do have jobs to perform. I don't know that we can just be going to Newfort. I'm going to talk Pigeon out of it, don't worry. I think we can. It was my idea to go out of game, but I think we should go after talking to Shacklebrook about it.
We're already here. You know, it takes 5 days to get there. I mean, how long would it take us to get to Newfort, Neil, by boat?
by boat.
Yeah.
Wait, by boat from here? Or by boat from Cauldron? Oh.
By boat from here.
Well, if you could find a sailboat that would take you, you could probably make 50 to 80 miles a day on a sailboat. So, 3 days maybe.
And how far if we walk it?
You need to cross the river, go across the land. Probably actually 3 days by foot. Yeah, it's so close by land that might actually be an easier travel route.
Not bad. All right, I'm down for whatever. I don't care. I just
Let's
want
just see
combat.
how the rest of this day goes. I mean, I do want to go. It does sound fun.
Did you say you just want combat?
That's right.
Right. We just want to try out our giant
Well,
slaying.
we've got
dagger.
werewolves to kill in Cauldron.
It's true. We do need to get. What else do we have to clean up in Cauldron? We got werewolves.
And then we got to work out what we're going to do about Tassel.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, that's Lord Shacklebrook's problem, right? That's not to be solved by you guys.
Well, I gotta go in there and I gotta kill someone probably.
I think we should go in there and steal their wages.
Yeah, I
so
agree.
that.
But it's hard to take the wages out
Wasn't
without
that
a bag
like-
of holding or anything.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true. The weight is a problem.
Yeah,
Wasn't
and it's
that,
all probably silver.
That
What's
was
his
Basil's
face's
idea,
plan? Was to go steal the wages?
Whose?
He hadn't thought it through though.
Wasn't that Basil's idea?
It was.
I don't know what Basil's idea was. Yeah.
Because we just need to find a way to get Kel Teetle to be like, okay, this isn't worth it.
Yeah.
And we need to kind of owe the pitmen, so
We owe the pitmen.
we've kind of got to sort that out ourselves, I would say.
True.
So that's my argument. I think we should go back, deal with the werewolves, deal with Tassel, and then go to Newfort.
Yeah, here's my argument. We need a cleric real bad. We need magical healing. Because if we had magical healing, every time we got injured, we wouldn't need to take 2 weeks fucking off.
Where are we going to find a cleric, though? It's like insane to find a cleric.
I mean, Newfort's a big town. Shirebrook, maybe. I mean,
There's not going to be a cleric in Newfort. There's nobody. I reckon there'll be nobody there, barely.
possible. I mean, we could ask Shirebrook and his apprentice if he knows a cleric. I'm sure that they must.
Yeah, but if they had
We're building a whole temple, too.
If they had a cleric, they'd keep it for themselves. Yeah, the temple is a good start, though.
Actually,
There
this is a
won't be
good
that
point
many
because
proper temples in Cauldron.
you have been in this court. You've seen, at this assembly, his wizards and his warriors assembled. There was not a cleric amongst them.
Would be great to have one, though. Back in the day, there used to be 1 or 2 clerics in each town.
We need one bad.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure how much you guys would know about this. You would have heard the rumors for certain. And that's there's a period of time that sort of exists between some of these campaigns after the war for Arcadia, where the Empire of Drekis and the evil Varasi Empire from the Far East were battling. That there was sort of like skirmishes and spies, and there was a series of assassinations of clerics across Arcadia. Clerics of importance were routinely cut down in the streets. Now, that you don't know whether it was just the big important clerics that were killed or if someone went through and killed each individual cleric all the way down. I'm going to let you guys speculate about this stuff, but there was a period of time where there was an intentional culling of clerics throughout the land by, overseas enemies, or at least that's the story that you've been told, that story that you understand. But you're right. Once upon a time, each town had at least 3 clerics. Now there's basically none. It is a change.
Yeah.
If we could get a cleric somehow, at some point, it would also free up Lady to probably do Basil's job.
Yeah, I mean, it's
probably easier to get for sure
than a cleric. I don't think we should sell our hopes on finding a cleric any more than we should sell our hopes on finding a bag of holding, to be honest.
What's in the Lake Mysterium? You were talking about that. Is there some good shit down there?
Yeah, out of game, there's a fucking dragon down there.
Oh. Is that the dragon he's looking
there's
for?
There's a witch. There's lizard men.
Okay.
There's bad shit down there.
Yeah.
I mean, we could. I don't think we've got any reason to go to Lake Mysterium. It's one thing to walk through the forest to.
Well, yeah, I was
Newfort.
thinking we just go to Newfort and then maybe steal the crown or whatever. There's got to be something to take.
We would we'd maybe walk to the edge of the woods and then follow the edge of the woods along the Tether Wilds.
Yeah.
To Newfort.
The only thing is I think the werewolves are going to fuck off for a while. My reason for that being is we just hurt them and we kind of made a deal. We told them who they were. They don't fuck with us. We're not going to fuck with them. We've kind of solved everything. We're having a bit of a waiting game. I mean, we could go back and do like the daily shit, but fuck the people right now.
Wait, how can you say fuck the people and that you want to make this a good place? Making this a good place involves you just doing your regular sheriff duties.
Kinda. Fuck the people in the sense of I don't care about their minor disputes and them being mad. I want to make this a good place for people to actually like be able to live and prosper. Like I want to get teachers here and all that, but I don't care about petty land disputes.
To do the Newfort thing, speaking to like maybe Barbara Ann and asking her if there would be.
It's a good idea.
What's the situation in Newfort? Could
Hudson
there
also
potentially
knows
be
things.
something down there, and where would it be?
Okay,
Because I think
let's
if
talk
we just
to
go there
Hudson and this
blindly,
guy.
we won't find anything.
I agree.
Yeah, and I do
We'll
want
talk to Hudson over
werewolves.
dinner, and she might be able to give us something.
All right. Well, you guys can practice with your weapons. You can have a good time. You will eventually have dinner with Hudson tonight. Actually, be a nice dinner with everybody. The Count Armstrong or Lord Divin Armstrong, his knights, his wizards, his apprentices. The whole same thing as you were here last time. Nice, big, fancy dinner where everybody gets to hang out and feast and have a good time together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will I still get a chance to speak to Lord Armstrong tomorrow
Yeah, absolutely.
in private?
The feast tonight has, musicians that come up, and there's plenty of food to be had, lots of seafood. But it's summertime, so also some nice venison, some alligator, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah.
I mean, I'll ask at dinner.
Anybody know a cleric?
One of the knights says, I used to know many clerics. There were about a dozen I worked with back during the war.
It's this guy Dracissian.
He is Dracissian, yes. His Eridonian is pretty good, though. It looks like it's been well practiced. Only a hint of an accent. He used to know many clerics back in the day. I think they're all left back in Drekis. Every town I can imagine is clamoring for a cleric to come visit. And, we've never had one come out here at all.
Oh, wow. We're building a whole temple in Cauldron. To Martha. They
Might
say
do
if
the
you build
trick.
it, they will come.
That might do the trick. I don't know what's happened. It's a bit of a quandary, really. Is quandary the right word? Question? Where have all the clerics gone?
There do remain some in the inner city of Stromheim. They can be found at the gates, charging an exorbitant amount for healing.
100 gold a health.
100 gold pieces per hit point.
That seems absurd.
Wait, or was it 10? It was 10, maybe. Still
seems
exorbitant.
absurd.
Yes.
Where do you think the clerics have gone?
Well, as I hear it, the evil empire across the sea had them all killed. Surely many died fighting the Great Red Dragon as well.
That can't be all of them, though. Right? I mean, that would be the same as assassinating every noble across the land.
Well, what are you suggesting?
Not suggesting anything. I'm posing a question. Where have all the clerics gone?
Can a cleric lose their powers?
Wouldn't the land then be filled with ex-clerics?
Perhaps we should ask the captains of the country and see if they've transported a great deal of clerics abroad.
Captains of the country?
Maybe they've left, I mean. The boat captains.
The ship captains.
Maybe we should ask in Redport.
It's a clever idea.
Didn't you say that it was a cleric that defeated the demons the first time round? Where is he?
Gone. Overseas.
Well, there you go then. Perhaps he took them all with him.
Perhaps. That's one notion. There was an incident over a decade ago where many clerics throughout the land received a call to action, a call to assemble at a place. Not all heeded the call, but many did. Those that I had served with had heard it themselves. It was here in Eridon, and from that, not all returned home. Many died.
What was that related to?
Well, you heard Lord Armstrong? Related to the demons.
Ah. So, is this our cleric of Cheese?
I don't know.
Is doing?
All I know is that they went up towards the Hourglass Desert in the north of Eridon, and half of those that left did not return.
They do say that's where the demons were defeated. In the old holy city.
All I know is that there are forces at work beyond our mortal understandings that are more impactful than the things we do day to day. As some sort of grand conspiracy out there, some creatures pulling strings, I'm sure of it.
Maybe I'll start praying to the gods every day. And then maybe they'll talk to me.
Maybe they'll make you a cleric.
I guess. That would kind of suck, though. Luther.
And then I'd stop myself. Thinking about the reclassing, I don't know how you explain that in D&D, but I'm sure that there's I've noticed something.
Yeah, I don't know how you would even explain that.
It's impossible, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think you just have a regular dinner unless you want to talk conspiracies about clerics.
I think that's good. Yeah.
All right, it's a regular dinner. That's fine. Did you want to have a private conversation the next day?
I do, yeah. It's only quick. I just want to mention one thing to him to make sure he knows.
Sure.
So I get called in.
Yes.
I have my my sword in my arms, like I'm just sheathed at my side, or on my back, I think we maybe said. As I come in, I take the sword off my back so I can sit down. And then I say, just out of interest, Lord Armstrong, what is this sheath made from? Do you know?
Naga hide.
Oh. Interesting. And what is that, a Naga?
A spell-casting serpent. The face of a man. Well, some of that. There are many species of Naga. But humanoid faces, serpentine bodies, dark magics, creatures of evil intent that lurk in the darker places of the world, sometimes forests, sometimes the banks of rivers, always away from the light of civilization, always preying on the passers-by, always up to their dirty tricks.
And you said this came from Scoria's lair?
It did.
You must thank King Magari for me when you see him next.
I shall.
But before I leave, when I gave you my recount of my ordeal last time I was here, there was one thing I failed to mention. Not on purpose, I just slipped my mind. But the more I ruminate on it, the more I think maybe it was important. I told you that when it was an imp that killed Cylindra.
Yes.
When she saw it, she exclaimed, "You," as if she recognized it before it killed her. I'm ashamed to say, I knew little of you at the time. I knew you were a powerful wizard. I had theorized perhaps the imp belonged to you. You can see now that that's clearly absurd. But there are other wizards at Shirebrook.
Are you sure she recognized the imp?
I'm a perceptive man. I have great empathy. I can pick up on social cues quite effectively in my life. It's what allows me to do my job well. I am 90% sure that she recognized the imp. They seemed familiar with one another. I know there's other wizards in Shirebrook, and I'm sure you've vetted your apprentices and your assistants most closely, so perhaps this is useless information to you, but I thought it best mentioned.
No, that is quite useful. Celinda, I know she looked young and youthful and beautiful, but she is my senior was my senior by more than a decade. She's
Half-elves are curious creatures.
seen many, many years. When she came to me eager to learn. She had a clear mind for justice and cared more about helping the people, the local people, the small individuals. She was a curious fellow, my most promising pupil. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But with half-elves, 80 some years old, younger looking than me. Her desire to learn was only overshadowed by her desire to do the right thing. She would often neglect her studies in favor of managing sorts of things you and I... Can we speak leader to leader here? There are times where the small people have small problems that clamor for our attention, but weigh us down.
True.
If we worry about every unmilked cow, every knocked over fence, nothing would ever get done in this world.
You're speaking my language, Lord Armstrong. I deal with these issues on the daily.
Of course. Lady Celinda, I say lady, but she was no noble, cared about these issues quite a bit. It got in the way of her studies, which brought me great frustration because she was brilliant. She could be a greater mage than I ever could be. I hope you understand the importance of these words, but she had greater capacity for the arts of magic than even King MrMouton.
Wow.
More int.
And will.
Well, loss is keenly felt then.
Yes. If she recognized the creature, I don't know if that is because in her long life she had seen that imp before. I imagine if it was a creature from this area, she would have told me. She cared greatly for our community, for these small peoples. She would have told me.
The imp said to her, "You should never have come to Shirebrook." So in my mind, it meant that they'd met here, but that could be wrong. I don't know what you should do with this information, Lord Armstrong, but I thought it's best you know. I don't know your assistants. Perhaps one of them has a familiar?
I have known some who keep imps as their familiars. They are dangerous creatures, demons in their own right, but from a different realm than those who seek to invade us. They tend to control weak-minded wizards. Only fools invite them into their own homes. Fools or those strong enough to overpower them. I wonder. It's grim, but you're an educated man of power. I have Celinda's body, buried, of course, properly.
Wait.
It may take time to
Speak with dead.
I saw
bring
the
her to a
demon
cleric.
leave with her corpse.
Did he? I thought you brought
Yeah.
her the body back to her. No?
No.
Oh.
Demon. The
I
squid
don't think
demon
that-
came and took the body.
Oh.
Because we found scraps of her skirt going down that path.
You might
No,
be
you're
right.
absolutely right.
Dive in.
You're absolutely right. Sorry, he does not say I have her body.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
he says, I wish I had her body so that I could take it to a cleric and speak with dead upon it to know who this
Yeah.
creature was. There are a few imps out there across the land, controlled, owned by weak wizards, and a few owned by great wizards. I doubt she had workings with any of these. She came to me as a novice. This is very good information. Thank you.
Right. Well,
I will write to the other wielders of imps and see if theirs have been wandering or stray. There may be... I don't know if you have encountered this problem in Cauldron, but there are always those who work under you, who seek to usurp you, to overthrow you, to use your position to their own advantage. Some of my
not something I'm
assistants.
familiar with, my lord. No.
No? You've not had any deception or lies within Cauldron?
My only underling is Pigeon, and we're family.
Good, good, good. I pray you do not have to deal with it. He seems very bothered
Well.
by this imp question. His eyes become unfocused, his fingers come together and tap. He stares off into the middle distance.
That's as much as I can do for him, I think. I say, I'll leave you to your work, my lord. I should get to the road and return to Cauldron and deal with these werewolves, now that I'm equipped to do so.
Yes, please take care of the werewolves.
I will.
I must
and,
focus my time on more pressing matters.
do write to me if anything comes up that I can help with.
Of course.
I give
seems-
a bow and I leave.
Yeah, he's lost in thought and not paying attention as you walk out of the room.
Yeah.
I think with that, the party can get ready to leave Shirebrook. Yeah?
Yeah, we can go
Yeah.
to Cauldron. Yeah.
Yeah, we head back to Cauldron. It's a couple days in the journey. Anything we want to ask Hudson or any of her people? Or just fucking...
Yeah, no, I asked her how it went.
It went very well. I will pay you your remaining silver when we get back to Cauldron.
Good, good. Did you make any sales while you were there, or just setting up future journeys?
I
Just out of
made the
interest.
introductions I needed, and we have discussed some level of business, although the details I cannot share with you. I hope the
Of
gold
course.
and silver is suffice of a thank you.
I have no interest in prying
Keep
into your
your
business,
secrets.
Hudson. I'm purely interested. Purely asking out of interest.
All is well, and I appreciate your
Yeah.
introductions. I
Good.
do believe I owe you another 350 gold.
Indeed.
you're-
Well,
You're interested, huh?
perhaps with our business concluded, we can find some time to give ourselves a celebration in Thornwood.
No, we gotta get back. I gotta kill them werewolves now.
Well, we have to camp in Thornwood one night at least.
It's true.
You hop back on the road and hurry off to Thornwood. You can celebrate. She won't join you.
She won't? Okay, well.
No, Hudson's just You know,
When we
she's
go
just
to the
not
tavern, does she
interested.
sit by the fire?
No, she just takes a regular seat at whatever table's open. No,
I was wondering if she's like side-eyeing the firekeeper. Like, this guy doing a shit job.
She seems preoccupied and distant. You know, every time you've seen Hudson, she's been cold, she's been distant. She doesn't look like she has any friends. You see her, she spends all her time in Rusty's Hook. No friends there, obviously. And then the few times that you've seen her on the road, it's been quiet and alone, without many words spoken. This woman, like, even if you've got like an evil lord who's trying to destroy the world, like, he's probably got friends of some level, someone that he hangs out with, some
but she's
evil
like weird.
creature that's, you know, he's conspiring with and he gets excited with to go conquer the world, right? This Hudson figure, every time you see her, she's just sort of like, what is it? Is it cut off? Is it stunted? Is it emotionally unavailable? There's something sort of like missing from her interactions with the world.
She might just be
like
like,
it.
you know, like a social disability, you know.
Oh yeah, I like it.
You know,
Yeah.
Hudson, I think you and I were friends.
Friends?
I nod.
Yeah, like buddies.
How so?
We've known each other for a long time. But when you're around, I feel warm.
Is that because I tend the fires?
No, it's because you're a pleasure to be around.
She blinks a couple of times at you. I suppose that's a compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, big time.
You know, Pigeon's smitten. I rolled for
Gosh,
it. He likes her.
you really just will fall for anyone, won't you?
He likes her.
I don't suppose I see Bernie in the tavern, do I, Neil? Bernie, the bricklaying goddess.
Bernie the
brickmaking.
Brickmaker, that's right. Roll me a d20 on a 19 or 20. You see her in the tavern.
I'm almost hoping I fail because I'm worried about talking to her.
It's a 9. No.
She's up late breaking bricks.
She's making bricks, man. Leave her alone.
Would it be proper, Hudson, if I sent you mail?
Dearest Hudson, my love burns for you like the fireplace in Rusty's Hook.
Are you looking
tend
to
to it.
sell me something? Do you need to move
Well, I want to
products?
tell you about my day and, you know, keep a friendship going.
She
I
doesn't
can't
seem-
stop you from writing to me.
Woohoo! And you'll write back, yeah? I'll make sure to ask a question so you have to.
She
Right.
just sort of
Awkward,
goes
I
back
say.
to her drink. No.
No, this is good. Yeah.
The next day on the road, Neil, like whenever I get a chance to speak to her as we're getting into the carriage, I'll say, by the way, Hudson, does this mean that you're interested in components, parts of magical beasts? Like, for example, we've got some werewolves to deal with. Would you want their ears or something like that to sell to Armstrong and other wizards?
The collection of such things needs to be done very carefully. I don't think you are trained or skillful enough to manage such a meticulous task. However, if you were to capture a live werewolf and imprison it, I would be interested in buying it from you.
Okay. If that comes up, I'll bear that in mind.
Hmm.
Let's get back on the road, shall we? I think I'm going to sit up front today.
You
I
can sit
with
up
the
front.
driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I like the driver. Like, I do this a lot in real life with people who like the sound of their own voice. It's just really easy to just ask them questions and let them like meander in conversation. I just do this with the driver. Like I just let him entertain me the whole time by like asking him random stuff.
yeah. He wants to
Pigeon
tell
probably.
you.
Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say Pigeon probably talks to Hudson in the back of the carriage the whole time, and recants her with stories of his life, and He's like doing the thing where he's trying to like find something that they have interest in that she might like pick up on. Probably won't happen because of who she seems to be, but he tries his best.
You've got 3 days on the journey to Cauldron. Give me 3 charisma checks, Pigeon. See if you can't find that thing
1,
inside
2.
of her.
It's all right.
16, 14, 14. No dice.
She's. But like, do you really want to be flying with Hudson when your beloved works in the same building as her?
Yeah, why not?
Surely you want to be like impressing on her how cool you are, so that she goes back and tells Patricia
Yeah.
that Pigeon's like a badass lawman now.
Well, Pigeon's talking about his life. Isn't that what's going on here?
That's what's
I
going on.
guess so, yeah.
There are no more encounters of note in the road. Anytime anyone tries to stop the carriage driver, he tries to just plow right through them.
When we get to near Cauldron, Neil, can they just drop us off on the road? Because we know where the fucking werewolf den
Do you want to
is.
get straight there? Let's go.
We might as well
Okay.
go fucking straight there.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys can just hop off at the closest point to the werewolf road.
Go give the money to the gate guard. Say it's from Luther and Pigeon. Just drop it off. They'll grab it.
Okay.
As we get off
Seeing
the
you, Hudson, all
carriage,
right to you.
I give Barley a hug. Great meeting you, Barley. Stay safe on the road, will you?
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet someone who's a fellow traveler interested in the ways of the world. You ever coming
Absolutely.
through Stromheim again? Stop by and see me. You can find me, and he'll give you directions to where he.
All right,
his
I'll do that.
carriage is.
And if you're passing through Cauldron, I'll find your room.
It's always good to know a lawman around town. You never know when it's gonna come in handy. Not that I'd ever break the law, but if I did, it'd be for you, buddy.
All right. Well, stay safe. I hit the horse on the lines. What you call as they ride off.
Right.
Let's go kill these damn werewolves, man.
All right. Let's see if these weapons really are magical.
All right, party. We can set south to go look for these werewolves.
We're full
I'm not
health.
looking, I
There's
know
no
where they
reason
are.
not to do this now.
You'll get back
I'm
to
not gonna roll a
Cauldron
1 and drop my sword.
midday. So there's plenty of time to go stalk some werewolves and come back home. That's going to be it today for Hardly Heroes. We will come back sometime in the nearby future with some more.
All right. Thanks for watching.